Engineering is a process that involves using design elements in order to solve a specific situation or issue that's at hand, which often involves a very complicated situation in general. Now, what kind of design process you use depends on what kind of engineer you are. And for the purposes of this video, I'm going to focus on chemical engineering. So what is a chemical engineer? Chemical engineer uses mathematical, biological, and physical, along with chemical elements in order to assess the situation that this chemical engineer is given. Now, most of the time, the task this chemical engineer is given is to create a solution out of two base chemicals. And those base chemicals are not really commonly known to the public. They're very scientific base type elements, and they have very scientific sounding names, which a lot of people can't even pronounce. But for the most part, they form the basic things that we need for society, such as your prescription, such as just essential pharmaceuticals, medical chemicals that are required for anything from operation, surgery, and all sorts of things like that. So other fields, they often include industrial fields. So where do chemical engineers work? Chemical engineers work in a lab setup with their colleagues where they compare test results and use stuff like test speakers to get these results. And many of the fields that use chemical engineering to do these sorts of tasks are areas such as the food industry and the energy industry, which you can use nuclear power or hydrogen power to fuel cars. Now, this isn't limited to just those industries. You can use you can use chemical engineering in pharmaceutical industries as well. And the typical chemical engineer gets paid around $102,000 per year. So, along with that, it's compared with an 8% growth in job demand within 2017, according to the National Bureau of Labor Statistics. So, as a chemical engineer, you're going to come across a lot of problems. A lot of these problems are going to be you disagreeing with your colleagues, or you made a calculation error. Now, when you disagree with your colleagues, it's important that you solve that very quickly, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to combine the necessary chemical agents that you want to if they're thinking of combining different ones or using different ones. So that's very important because it stuns the overall process of creating these chemicals. But there are also upsides to being a chemical engineer. For one, the pay is very generous, and also there's an intellectual gratification of it. Me personally, I find it to be very challenging, and that's the primary reason why I like it. And also the process of combining these chemicals to make agents that a lot of the people in this world use is very gratifying. So that's one of the few reasons that I find satisfying about overall chemical engineering.
I can't stop them.
Software engineering is detailed study of engineer to the design, development, and maintenance of software. Problems arise when a software the issues of low-quality software projects. It ensures that the application is built contently, correctly, on time and on budget and within requirements. The software engineering also emerged to the rate of changing user requirements and environment on which application is supposed to be working. The first step begins a user request initiation for a specific task or an output. The software development team segregates user requirement, system requirement, and functional requirements. The requirement is collected by conducting interviews of the user, referring to a database, studying the existing system, etc. After requirement gathering, the team analyses if the software can be made to fulfill all the requirements of the user. The developer then decides a roadmap of his plan. System analysis also includes an understanding of software product limitations. As per the requirement and analysis, a software design is made. The implementation of software design starts in terms of writing program code in a suitable programming language. Software testing is done while coding by the developers, and thorough testing is conducted by testing experts at various levels of code, such as module testing, program testing, product testing, in-house testing, and testing the product that users' engagement and feedback.
The reason I want to choose the software engineering because it is maybe the best challenge for myself. It needs to have a good work environment, a good communication skills, and educational. Also, it needs the group work, the ability of analyze things, and the ability of the coding. Although I don't have enough work experiences, I think I can learn enough knowledge of it and have more internship to make more experiences.
Everything goes.